Hey guys, so I'm going to be looking at Tesla really hard. I do have an order waiting. I don't have an order on Amazon though. Amazon should be sending me a paycheck soon. Um, anyway, all right. So I'm feeling a little confident here. Tesla. Let's pull. Let's pull this up. I don't want that. I want this. Somebody just sent me a text. I'm not sure where I would want to go. But I mean, honestly, just sitting around like I did right here. I mean, I knew the move was going to be good, but this is a little more surprising to me than I was expecting. Um, you can see even where I had put the, so to speak, fake stop loss. Um, I think Tesla's going to have a lot of room to go down, but I can only do I can't even really do one trade. I would have to hold it into Monday. So the problem that I have right now is I'm below $25,000 in my account, and I don't have any day trades available. I won't have any available until sometime next week. Now, I could have just put some more money in my account, got my account back up to the 25,000 because I'm not that far below it. But here's the problem, okay? If I'm wrong and this reverses, I could lose a lot and then I'll be on margin. So it's like a double whammy. And then I would be forced to fill the price difference or close the account. So if I lose it really, really bad, that's what I would have to do there. And so that's not really an option. So I could keep it below the 25,000, but I would have to be holding it into Monday. Or if I gained, several $100 and get back over the 25,000, then it wouldn't matter no matter anyway, right? Because I'll be over 25,000. So the question we have to ask, so for me to make basically $500, I would need it to move down to basically down here to the 200. It's about right in there. So that's 6.8%. And it did 4% yesterday at the lowest point. But that was also because it was higher. So because it was a higher value stock, it did move the full 5 plus that I would have needed. What's wrong, Layla? Come here. You're okay. So it did move the full 5 that I needed. I was thinking about jumping in yesterday with 100 shares or something and then holding it through today. But because I don't have a lot of paper trade experience doing that, which is what I'm doing here, I'm putting in the paper trade times. So even though I'm not live and I'm not doing all the, so to speak, live stuff that I've have done in the past. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I thought I hit a different button. Nose is a little itchy here. All right, let me just move that off to the side. So it could move the 5 that I need, but I'm concerned that this could be a support area right here. Now, this was not a very strong one, so without knowing what it did here, right, per the chart, this very well easily could have still gone down. And that was on a Friday. So today is going to be a Friday. So going into a Monday, things can change quite rapidly, which can cause prices to go up drastically. So, with that being said, gee, that's like the major level right there. I mean, I guess you got a little support resistance right here. That's going to early this year, though. What it did down here when it reversed. A little bit of a curl up. Kind of the same. Good morning, Odison. I mean, Obsidian. Fuck, I'm having a really hard time trying to figure out what I would want to do with this and how I would want to trade with this. Because Friday, the weekend, I'm below 25,000. Yeah, I've been just kind of like focusing more or less on Tesla. I've looked a little bit at Amazon, Microsoft, Apple. You know, those are I don't want to say my regulars, but I kind of look at those kind of regularly. But Tesla definitely has been my primarily one I've been kind of watching this whole week. Here's what's really sick, dude. Up here, I took a paper trade on Tesla right here, and it was a losing trade. It went super red, and then it just completely went kaput. And this is Monday. I pretty much knew it was going to go red. It was going to be a bad week. I took a short here on Friday, covered it on Monday morning when it started to go up. Then it came back down. So then I sold it. So you can still say I'm carrying a position, that kind of lasted over here. I didn't make that much because, yeah. But from here to here, I mean, it was 12,000, 12.4 here. And now it's all the way down here. So that's going to be even more by like another 4 grand, 5 grand. I mean, this is how I need to be making my money. But I am not, I don't have enough gajonas, I guess, to sit there and hold this stock like I did through here. I calculated this out. It was like a $3,000-4,000 loss. And that's not counting fees. Okay, there were some fees involved with that. Because this is hitting margin and it was a short, so you get short fees, you got margin fees, but the fees would not come up to that right there, not even close. So I don't know, take 150 or whatever off for the fees. It would have been completely worth it. But what I'm facing today is I can't charge my account quick enough today. I should have thought of it yesterday to just put the money I needed to be able to day trade today if I wanted to, but I didn't do that. So I'm limited on the the pattern day trading rule or the PDT 25,000. I would need this to drop $5 if I'm only in for 100. If I go in with 200 shares, it would be 250. But I don't know if I'd want to do 200 because it is a Friday. It can find some strength right around the knob over here. And that was also a Friday. And that's actually right where I lost a lot of money. I took an option on a down move right here. It was, I think, on a Monday. Um, or something like that. I got owned the end part of August. It's so easy to know what to do after the fact. It's before that's the hard part. To figure it out. So if I do anything 50 shares, I could always add into it. If I go in, I'm going to allow it to go deep into the red if I need to. Because ultimately, I feel far more bearish on this, and I need to be able to hold at a longer period. Yeah, if I go cash account, there's some benefits to a cash account, but the problem with that, okay. I was expecting a little bit of a pop up or something. I guess kind of like that right there. So that's the message you get because I'm below 25,000. Fucking A, dude. I probably would have, if I got in down here, I don't remember exactly where I'd try to click it, but I probably wouldn't try to get out unless it hit, like, probably coming up here to 220. I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to have a hard time getting over 219. What I think I might do today is just kind of watch this like I did yesterday. I don't know. This is the hard part. You got to try to figure out what you need or what you want to do here. And it's probably going to fight a little bit right around this 216, but once it holds 216, it's going to really go through it quite well. Never mind. I thought it was going to stay there for like another minute. It's going to drop probably down into the 214s here before the new minute. Close. Found a little bit of strength getting down to the 214s. I thought I was going to shoot into the 214s and then shoot up a little bit. I think today I might just end up watching this. I might just load my account with the money I need so I could paper trade if need. I mean, day trade. Put a small trade in. I mean, honestly, taking an option yesterday would have been good. Ford is getting pummeled. Ford is down into the low or mid 11s again. There's the 214s going right through them. So one, two, three, four. Bottom of three would be five. That's if I got in right up here. Two 15. I don't think it's gonna go over 215. If it does, it's probably might get up to close to 216 and then lose strength again. The 215 was a pretty strong level where I think a lot of orders were getting shorted at. So it could bump up past it temporarily, but I think it will collapse kind of. Oh, there it goes. $215 is where the little nub was back in August on a Friday. They're sitting at like 215. So it did go a little higher than I thought. No, actually, no, I was kind of thinking at the bottom of those at the highest level. This is not the most exciting live stream here, I already know. Um, and probably going to be ending it kind of soon. I'm already going to tell you, I'm not going to be doing any trades today. Um, I want to, but I'm going to be smart and intelligent. I'll wait until Monday. I may push my account past the 25,000 mark. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But you know, my what I'm doing primarily right now is trying to bring a lot of growth into my two small businesses that I got going right now. And if I can get money coming in on those the way I would want, then I wouldn't be having as much of a problem here. So it came back up. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna come back up and test just over 216? Okay, you did. You're back to green on the day. That's gonna look really kind of good for this candle here. Oh wait, no, no, no. Green is up here. I'm looking at the wrong end. My bad. I was looking at the ass end of it. So, but is it going to be testing the green point? I really wouldn't be concerned with a reversal yet until it probably crosses like up here. So say 219. 219 might be the beginning of a reversal, but I probably wouldn't be too putting too much into it until you start seeing it really start to take up from there. See, so I could already tell you if I was trading this like I was before, I would be losing money today. I would be red because I would have traded it down here. I probably actually no, I probably would have been fine. There's not much of a tail here. Probably would have gotten out somewhere over here. Then I probably would have shorted it here and held for too long up here. So actually, I might still be green. I might have had a green day if I was trading it like I was in the past. But that's all like short-term candle and definitely a little bit more on the risk side versus more of a guarantee-ish. You know, the other thing we do have to remember, today's Friday, so there's all those option contracts that are going to be getting triggered on this. And it's going to be a lot on the put side. So you could have some buying coming in to cover those puts. Or not some, you're definitely going to have buying to cover puts. If there were naked puts to begin with. If there were cover puts, then not so much. The Wouldn't it be so much concerned about the calls as much other than the calls that are put in today? I think it's definitely going to be a put market on this one. And with it being so steeply down compared to where it was this week, because it came down from 250, right? All the way down to 216. That's a lot. That's a big move. So you're going to have extensive, I think, push down later on Friday. Quite possibly. As those puts start to get executed throughout the day. So it kind of came up, tested, some resistance there. So if I was in this trade around here, say I lost this, I might added another 50. Or if I didn't trade over here, you might be able to say added 50 somewhere around here. So from 17 to 17.5 with a exit of 18 or even 18.5. So if you had 25 or 50 shares, it wouldn't have been that much at all. But I'm wondering if that would even be too close. So maybe say, I don't know, maybe even 19. But I think if it gets too far above 18. Getting to 18.5 would be quite possible. 19 would definitely, I think, be showing more of a reversal tendency, because now you're starting to get over to this side, not just over here, but over here. So you might have been able to, said 50 over here. You could have said 19, 1901, 19 something like that. Took a couple hundred risk. But I think it definitely, with the trend that it has, is far more likely to be going down. And look at that. I could have had a $1,400 paycheck, man. 14,000. And that's going to probably hit 20. If it does what I think it's going to do today, that's going to hit 20. But that's 100% fine. It just means I need to be more confident in what I'm doing. Or not in what I'm doing. In the direction of the trade. So even if it's going negative, to sit there and say, you know what? That's okay. And that is so hard. Yeah, on this paper trade, I'm just going to go ahead and just bring this down to 220. I mean, I got plenty of headroom here. If that triggers a 220, that's a 14%, change. And if you're using leverage, that's a 14 times by 2. So 14 times by, I mean, not 2, by 4. So you could have had a change on your overall value of your stock at a 56%. I mean, that's huge. That's not counting right now. It's probably sitting at another. Oops, I did it wrong. So from where the stop loss is set on my paper to where it is now, it's like almost another 2%. So you're talking about like another 8% on top of that. So you're talking about over, 60%. Just shy of 65. That's the thing that's really nice about leverage, but it's also the sword of the ugly bitch, so to speak, or double-edged sword, or however the hell you want to say it, right? Because it can work for you in such a beautiful way, but it will absolutely murder you if you fuck up. It's like juggling with a lightsaber, right? You see, it's kind of dancing right around this right here. I'd really want to see the break coming down below the 1213. And if this was up here somewhere and this was below here, I probably would have took the trade. With it being Friday, with this huge push, with everything that is going on in the world, I probably would have gone into that trade. But because it is dancing right around this right here, trust me, the buyers are looking at this move right here. I mean, it went from here to the top on a Monday by 7.3%. Well, today's Friday. If you didn't know, today is Friday. So we really want to see it fall into the 12s, the mid 12s. I think it's possible. I really do. So you got a high, lower high. This would be considered a swing high and it's going back down. So that would be a lower high than here. A low, lower low, but this is a higher low than here. Dancing right around the 15. So plus or minus $1 around the 15, I think could be a little bit of a dangerous range. That's why when it was at 17, that would have been like a good area, so to speak, to, jump on. The 15 plus or minus $1 can definitely be a very jumpy area. We need to get down lower than that. To be honest with you guys, I think I'm happy that I decided not to take that trade. I'm glad that TD Ameritrade threw that warning up and didn't put my order in. I'm just going to go ahead and make it where I know it won't fill. I don't think I would have lost money, but with it dancing around the 15 like it is, I would be. I don't know if I would get the $5 I would want. And for me, I would really need to get that $5 price move for it to be, so to speak, worthwhile. I mean, in all honesty, I guess maybe four would even work. That way I would only have to throw, 100 on or whatever. But Friday, and this is not moving as much as I would want it to do. So you can see yesterday it shot up, but then it broke down, and the highs were nowhere near the same. The lows just kept on getting lower throughout the whole day. Where here, the highs, the two high points got pretty close. Ford is going up, so is GM. So definitely could be finding be a really short red day unless there's a total market breakdown. Yeah, I'm just looking here. I'm not seeing like a complete breakdown here. Amazon is going down though. Microsoft is. They're both red on the day. I think Apple's red on the day, but Apple doesn't look too weak. So Queen and Spy aren't looking, they're not looking pretty, but they're not looking, you know, like they're dying. Kind of flat on the 15. I mean, they are trending or they are down some, but they haven't made a new low from pre-market. Yeah. But you see, we're still facing right around here where we could get like a little doge or something throughout today. I'm not seeing a complete breakdown. So up here is a 5 minute, 15 right here, 30 right here, and the daily chart right here. In case anyone didn't know, or you just need a refresher on my chart setup on this page. I still feel like you really would need to see like 19 to say reversal. I mean, the 19 looks pretty clear. So if you got in at 17 or 18, right up here, I probably would have my stop loss set at 19. That's wider than I normally have ran. Actually, that's a lot wider than I normally have ran. But my ultimate feel still at this point is kind of negative on this one. Even though that this is happening. We've seen Tesla build strength and then get real weak, or get real weak and then just absolutely snap it. I'll say it's definitely not doing the same thing that it did the other day. That's for sure. And actually, I don't think I'm going to move that. I think that's not a bad spot. So for my paper trade, I'm going to leave it at 220. So we're saying 219, right? So that's a dollar something above that. So yeah, I'm not going to move it. It's trading above VWAP. It's coming back into VWAP now. It might actually end up having a green day today. Or just be bouncing around and having like this little doge thing kind of going on. Let me pull. Let's see here. Oh, it's not gonna load it right. Pull it from over here. No, I don't want to pull that up. Yeah, I agree. But that's where I think with the short that I took from several days ago, I got more than enough room on it. So the 220, I think, is a very safe point because if it really starts to climb above the 219 and getting above 220, I think this would have the potential to really start to take off again. So, 220 is sitting like right up right over here at the bottom of yesterday's, deal right here. Yeah, I mean, you could probably make the argument of having it at 222, 223. Actually, 223 probably better. And I might move it. I mean, it's a paper trade at the end of the day, so I'm not going to be stressing about it too much. But I want to try to leave my paper trade as realistic as possible here. And I'm trying to impart all the oh no, it's my real money, but that is not very easy. I don't think I'm gonna move it. Actually, I will. 121. Right there. That's just before the breakdown right here, which continued into post market 221. If it goes above 221, I'll go ahead and I'll get out of that trade. You'd see it kind of goes throughout the good part of the day. But that gives it just enough room that if it wants to get up there, it can. But I'm going to keep maximum profit up here. I mean, it's going to be well over 10,000 no matter how I look at it. So, I mean, I can't freaking lose on my paper trade. But I definitely think it has more likelihood to go down. It's finding a little bit of strength right this minute. But is that strength really going to hold up through the long? See, 19 was getting rejected. That's a really bullish candle right there, though. But once these selling starts to come in, it could really start to take off. You're definitely looking at lows that are getting higher, rising highs. Whoops. This is not the oh, that's too far out. I was trying to move it around like I do on trading view, and it doesn't work. It messes around with the So kind of hard to say one way or the other right now. I think right where I'm at, doing right what I'm doing, I think is the right decision. Just let it roll. So I think I'm just gonna end the live stream right here. If it gets above 220, on my pay or 221 on my paper trade, it's gonna sell out. If it sells out, it sells out. I'm not gonna trade with real money, not today. I think there is a possibility because of Friday back in August that this could find some strength right around there. Some bad news did kind of come out, but Tesla or Elon did say he does want to try to lower the price of Tesla to make it more affordable. That could have some people going long on this, thinking, okay, if he's going to make it more affordable, he's going to be, doing this or doing that or whatever. It can really help push the price back up. So you could actually be having some people entering longs here, especially for the fact of what it did last Friday, or not last Friday, but the Friday in August, the Friday that I keep talking about. And it's not really wanting to pick a general direction. I mean, if I had to pick a direction looking at this window right here, I would say it's looking more of a up direction, where over here, it still feels like a short. So, I would want to see it really start to like collapse back through here and start making new lows. But I don't know if I would put, well, I mean, that's a good question. Would I put real money on a long here? Yeah, I think I agree with you, Obsidian. It definitely feels like, this whole week has been a pullback. So today could be a green candle day. It could go up by several percent, or it could be go right back down and say dance around between say 220 and 212, 212, 213. Um no, 214, 213 to 220. You can see right here, this red candle and this red candle, they do kind of lined up here. They line up almost beautifully here. It's almost like I go, like that, and then whoops. I do that and then I copy paste that shit over here. And this looks like a copy paste. Click, click with these two candles. Not all these other ones up here, but these two. This one, and we accidentally made a big air gap here, but I think it definitely wants to go trade a little bit in a range here. I'm still mainly bearish on it unless it breaks to 220, 220, 221. Even if it breaks 221, 220, even climbs up, say, I don't know, maybe 223, 224, 225, or just keep adding some numbers here. I think you would really need to see more of like 230. And I'll show you why I'm saying 230. Actually, I don't even need to pull that one, but we'll just come over here. So if we see 230, you get into the high twos, 230, low 230s. That definitely could be a sign of a reversal, but you would need to see what Monday does, because if it doesn't start to climb up to gap fill, then it could be just a green straight to red and making new lows. If it doesn't like clear this very well, it, and we're not talking about if any bad news doesn't happen over the weekend. I mean, if we end up going to war, and unfortunately, with what I've been seeing, I think that's quite possible at this point. But we're not going to get into a political conversation here. We don't do political unless it's correlating directly with the law, so I'm not going to say what my opinions are. Um, if anyone wants to know those privately, well, I guess you could message me if you're able to. But I think war, if things don't change, I think war is very much on the horizon. And a company like Tesla, the stock may not do well, but SpaceX might. Yes, I know it's space, but it's still rocket technology with guidance and self-landing and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, if you want to put a missile exactly right where you want to put a missile, I mean, he can do it from one side of the world all the way to the other side very, very accurately. Well, I guess we've had that technology for a while, but it's still a manufacturer who could make more of those if we needed them versus what we already have in stockpile. But I'm concerned of what could happen over the weekend, good, bad, or indifferent. I would hope that the daisies pop up out of the fucking ground, and the war stops and everybody goes home happy, and they break bread and drink some wine, and you know say, well, hey, you shot some shit over here, we shot some shit over there. Let's do some humanitarian things. Let's rebuild. Let's shake hands. All that kind of good stuff. I wish that happens. We know that ain't going to. So Ford is still going up. GM is trading in a range. It's kind of close to breaking, red green kind of deal. Amazon is finding a rock, or is holding a rock near an ocean. It's not very good. Amazon is tanking. I could have easily gotten the $5 I needed over there, but I could have also gotten more shares. Not quite 200. Stay within the cash only, but not too far from two. So Amazon is definitely doing all right. Apple completely broke. SPY and Queen are going down. So we could see the break that we needed here on Tesla if Tesla doesn't keep holding. Get caught flat-footed. I don't think you can get really caught flat-footed until it drops below 215. I think if we could get through the 215 and have 215 become resistance, we could see some major lowering levels from there. It's just 215 has gotten pushed up too many times. So I'd want to see a drop through that. I'm going to actually just move that also. It takes us down to where the price action is. There we go. So we can watch the price action on the ladder. I wasn't really watching the price action on the ladder too much. I was just really focusing on the chart. I do like the ladder though, because you can see where people are kind of like trying to stack up. And see, like right there at 216, you had quite a few people. Again, I'm not surprised by that, but we're going to break below 216. Or at least I'm pretty positive we're going to go below 216. I thought we were going to go below 216 on this candle. Maybe not. TOS is being slow. Well, I'm glad I'm not trading today. I'm sitting here and I'm a 100% a referee who is just making a guess on what's happening. Now, hold on. I don't even know if I would call myself a referee. I'm the guy up in the speaking box who cracks jokes and says, "Did you see that?" That's who I am for today. I'm not even in the field. I'm in some like recording office somewhere watching a live feed of what's going on the football field. That's what I'm doing. I'm not even in the same freaking state. Yeah, that might be a little. That's an exaggeration, but you know, I'm not sad that I'm not trading today. Let me put it that way. If I was over 25,000, my stop loss would probably be at might have been at the 18, might have been at the 19. If it was at the 18, I would have already been out at a loss. If it was 19, I might have still been in. I probably would have been at the 19, to be honest, because the 18, I'm not saying it's not a good area. I think I would have want to be over the hump. So, you know, it wouldn't be looking good for me. I'll put it that way. It would not be looking good for me. Hell, Amazon is doing more stuff for us today. Oh, wow. That's a huge drop on Boyle right there. Woo! That's crazy. I think Boyle could be actually a pretty darn good short for today. Um, this stock can probably go. I'm gonna leave it. Amazon would have been good if you took a short right over on this here, which you probably could have. So say you got in at like somewhere, we'll say even here. So that's dollar. So you know, three. That ain't bad. You could have or two. That ain't bad. We haven't looked at Nvidia in like freaking ages here. CCL might be a good short for you. I know Obsidian, you've done CCL a few times. Um, yeah, I'm perfectly okay not trading today. At first I felt like I was going to be missing out over here, but with the way that today is kind of performing, I'm not complaining. So it does need to move down below the 215. And to be honest, if I was day trading this, and let's say I had an average price of the 215 at this point, I probably would put a stop loss in maybe at the 216 just to make sure, because the way that this is trading, I probably, if I didn't already sell out, I would move it from 219, and I probably would move it either to where I got entered in at, or somewhere between the 216.5 to wherever I entered in at. Just because the way that it is acting, it's not like completely destroying itself. I probably would want to be a little bit on the safe side at this point. So, I mean, that's tightening up the range quite a bit. Yes, I know. Sometimes it's better to be a little safe than sorry. Well, anyway, that's going to be the end of this stream. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get out. I got a few things I got to go get, go get done. I got one package for Amazon or eBay. Yeah, eBay. Looks like I sold a phone. Am I going to make money on this phone? I don't know. That real quick. Yes, I will be making money on this phone. Um, that's noted in here, right? There is a crack on the right side of the screen and also some scratches. So that is clearly, so in my listing it says the screen, the crack, just the front crack. So I just want to make sure it was in the listing. You can clearly see that right there, and we have it noted down here. So okay, good. There was no errors or mistakes in the listing of that phone. I love it when it's like that. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna go work on some things. Today's gonna be a really slow day for me, honestly. I got not too much going on. I'm gonna be making a few phone calls a little bit later on. Try to drum up some business. And I guess we'll go from there. Anyway, Obsidian, good luck. Oh, well, actually, let me ask you this real quick. Obsidian, are you green? Are you green on the day? Hopefully, you're green on the day. Small green? Hey, small green, big green, I don't care. You're green. You're good. Just testing, and you know what? $9 is even better. You got enough to go get a beer at a bar. Okay. I I'd want to see Tesla to make some good drops today, but it seems like it wants to just keep testing the same point from a while ago. Anyway, take care. Uh, just shoot me a message later. Let me know how you do. Um, but I'm good. Just gonna go ahead and go do what I need to go do. That's gonna be the end of this stream. I might even play a game later. Yay!